Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Angel Storm. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm the founder of Ashes to Beauty Ministries, and today I'm talking to you about ways narcissists use social media in order to play mind games with their victims, with their intended victims, or to gather support, like social support for their cause, their story, whatever it may be. So first of all, social media is great for things like love triangles. In other words, lots of social media accounts, you can actually see when somebody comments on somebody else's posts or when they like somebody else's post. So if you're dealing with a narcissist and you believe that you may have like a romantic connection with them, or maybe you're even married to the narcissist and you see that he's liking a bunch of other people's photos, a bunch of other posts from women and things like that, he's oftentimes will be doing that intentionally so that in hopes of you seeing it. And that this would arouse in you feelings of jealousy, and so that you would act on these feelings, meaning you'd either say something or you'd bring it to his attention that you don't like it, and that can be a thing that he uses against you. So he does that on purpose in order so that you feel jealous, that you feel insecure, that you bring it to his attention, and that he can come back and use that as a way to manipulate you. Again, you're going to hear things like you're crazy, you're insecure, like it's all in your head. It's going to come back as your fault. It's never going to be the narcissist's fault, and he's not going to do anything to make you feel or think anything different. He's going to continue that behavior. As I was researching this topic, I was reading through this interview that somebody had done with a self-proclaimed narcissist, and he was talking about exactly how he would do this. So it was, he would purposely find people to comment on their posts about, even if he had zero interest in them physically or otherwise. He would just find their posts, comment on them, like them, share their things, because his wife would see that, and he knew that that would make her super jealous. And so when she'd bring it to him, he would say things like you're crazy and kind of like laugh it off and make it like a joke. But he said he knew that over time she would start to believe what he was saying, that over time the words that he was saying would accumulate in her, and she would start to believe him, that she was crazy, that she was insecure, that she didn't know right from wrong, that she didn't know which way was true north, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And so he said, like, at that point, that was when he knew he could do whatever he wanted to her, and it was, she basically felt like she had no other option. Like her ability to see things for what they truly were was taken away from her through his actions, and through constantly calling her crazy, for constantly telling her that she didn't know what she was talking about and stuff like that. It had actually accumulated, and that was his intended purpose of doing this entire thing on social media. Again, he didn't even like the other women that he was commenting on or sharing their posts from. He just did that in order to manipulate his wife, in order to create that trauma bond, that gaslighting scenario that becomes so powerful that it literally will erode somebody's identity. So that's with a narcissist who knows their victim, right? Like they were married, they lived together, so that narcissist and the wife knew each other already. Think about the people who you don't know yet, but they might know you. So imagine that you just passed somebody through the hallways of work, you know, back when we had work, back when we actually went into work, before the quarantine. If you would pass somebody in the hallway at work, what would it take for them to find out your name and start looking through all of your social media profiles and finding out everything there is to know about you? Even very innocent things like your hobbies, your likes, your interests, how many friends you have, those types of photos that where you're very happy in, can be used by the narcissist to get you to have a trauma bond. So for example, they can just infiltrate your life by knowing everything about you. So they seem to know all of the right things to say. They seem to have all of the same interests that you have. They seem to have done all of the same things that you have done, or have very similar experiences. Even during these things, they can find out your wounds. So if you have a photo of like your grandmother, for example, who may have passed away, they can use things like that where they know that this is a sensitive subject for you in order to use it as an open doorway, as an access gate to your life, and to play with your emotions, and to create, again, that trauma bond, which is so powerful. It's one of the most powerful tools that the narcissist is going to have in his arsenal against you. And so being aware that you can't just go off of what somebody is saying. You know, I've talked about this a lot. I go over this a lot with my clients. Stop listening to what people are saying. It doesn't matter. What you need to pay attention to is their actions. So they can say all of the right things because they've already done research on you. They've already, you know, watched you from afar and basically gotten a summary of your past, you know, however many years you've been on social media before they even meet you, before they've even introduced themselves to you. So this is why it's so important to be paying attention and to really, again, develop that discernment so that you know who you're talking to. Because not everybody who seems very innocent or who seems very caring towards you has good intentions towards you and wants what's best for you. And this is also true for the other end of the stage of the relationship. So that might be true in the beginning of the relationship. It's definitely true at the end. You're going to find a lot of harassment and stalking taking place through social media, even if it's not directly done by the narcissist. You may have blocked all of his accounts. You guys are done. You want to move on with your life, but you didn't take care of the mutual friends that you guys had. And it might sound harsh to have to kind of block off everybody that was involved in your life from when you were with the narcissist, and yet they'll find ways to use those third-party people, either knowingly or unknowingly, to stalk, harass you, to find out things about you through social media, and the narcissist will find ways to use that against you to get to whatever gains it is that he wants to be gotten. So whether that's later on he wants to come back into your life, you know, and start the love bombing phase again, or whether it's that he wants something from you if you had a life together, like if you had property together, or if you had a business together, or children together, or whatever, he can use all of that information to manipulate you, to get you to do whatever it is that he wants you to do for whatever gain that he's seeking to get through that information. And sometimes it's not even that there's an end goal in mind, it's just that the narcissist needs to be in control all of the time, and you're still viewed as the narcissist property, and he has the right to see what is going on in your life, what you're doing, who you're with, when you're doing it. All of that kind of stuff the narcissist feels entitled to know. And so just having that information gives him the sense of feeling of that he's in control of you still. And again, this is one of the ways that narcissists can get energy, and it can drive him. That kind of stuff can fuel his actions to be taken to more extreme lengths as time goes on. Finally, in a lot less maybe practical or personal way, narcissists are often the trolls that you see on the internet who are bullying other people, who are making disparaging comments against a certain race, sex, or religion. These types of people are actually narcissists, and what they're doing is they want other people to feel less than what they're worth, because that the narcissist gets a weird exchange in energy and in power from making somebody feel lesser than. That is how they make themselves feel superior. And so through these anonymous usernames, you know, they'll never be tracked, they'll never show their actual name or anything, but they'll be the trolls that come through on the internet to bully and harass people that they'll never meet just to get a reaction from them. You know, again, this is how narcissists get their supply, and if they can feel like they've won something, even an online argument, or not even an argument, just making somebody feel bad about themselves, that gives them energy and that makes them feel good about themselves. And so social media, you know, we've seen such a rise in bullying and cyber harassment, cyber bullying, even through children. I've done a video previously on cyber stalking and harassment and how narcissists use the internet to do this, and we have a lot of talk, at least right now in the US, about what to do for children in this situation through school bullying and things like that takes place not only in the school but also online when the kids get home. And that's great. That's a good starting place. But this continues on and on and on. See if those children who now are growing up with technology, who can bully people online, are becoming and growing up into adults who continue to do this with their wives and their ex-wives and their girlfriends and all of the people that just don't appreciate them to the extent that they believe that they deserve to be appreciated to, and they turn around and become these harassing stalkers even as adults. And so this is really an issue for society as a whole. This isn't just like a children's issue. This isn't just a small point in time like, oh, they'll grow out of it. This is really concerning behavior that needs to be addressed, not only in a from a behavioral standpoint, like behavioral modification or things like that, from a therapy standpoint, but also from a legalistic standpoint. We need to be able to implement laws and ways to track cyber stalking and harassment, because it's a significant issue. It can cause severe stress and trauma for the victim. And again, this can continue on well into adult years. And I said that was going to be the final thing, but I think I want to say one more thing, which is that you need to be aware of your state, your emotional state. Because even if you are online and you're posting something that you don't see any harm in posting it, that can be giving off signal. So if you're not fully healed from your encounter with the narcissist, you can be putting off signals for other narcissists to come and attract you. Narcissists will also use social media as a way to find their new victim, to find their next victim. And if you've already been involved with a narcissist before, you are more likely than a regular person who hasn't been involved with a narcissist to end up in another relationship with a narcissist. And that's because, again, you're attracting the same spirit in a different body. And so if you're not healed fully, tie isn't severed completely, you're going to be continuously attracting that into your life. And so I just want you to be aware that when you're on social media, if you know that you're not healed, if you know that there's still work to be done, maybe take a break from posting stuff, from being on social media, and just really focus on what's important, which is in your internal health, getting healthy in your body, your soul, and your spirit before putting yourself back out into society, because this is one of the easiest ways for narcissists to not only find out everything about you, but to reel you in, and you'll end up in a worse situation than you were before you met that second narcissist, and it was for no reason. It was just that the place that you were in life allowed that open door again back for a narcissist to come back into your life. So being aware of where you personally are in your whole recovery process is going to help you eliminate a lot of this nonsense that happens through social media and the mind games that narcissists play through the use of social media, and even through the use of third-party people, again, like your mutual friends. To a narcissist, this is all a game. And so it doesn't matter to what lengths he has to go to find a way to contact you or to keep tabs on you. He's going to do it because that's how he wins the game. And again, this is just a game to him. And so being aware of that can really help you navigate what to post, when to post, and how to direct your own behavior so that you aren't even on the same frequency as narcissists, that you can just spot them from a mile away, and that there's no way for them to come into your life. There is no gateway, no doorway for them to come back into your life through at all. So that is definitely it for this video. Thanks again so much for watching. I'm Dr. Angel Storm, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel below by clicking the subscribe button and then turning on the little bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel.